Katie Ullman reporting for Katie Chats at the Academy of Canadian Cinema and Television in downtown Toronto with the Director of Membership, Karen Bruce. How does one become a member here at the Academy?
Hi, Katie. Well, membership's quite easy. Anyone can actually be a member, but to be a voting member, there is criteria that people have to meet. So depending on what craft they work in, a director has to have made one film that's been released or played at a major festival in Canada. A performer has to have a certain amount of lines in a TV show or movie. But basically, a voting membership allows the industry to vote on their colleagues as to who wins the Canadian Screen Awards. A lot of people don't realize that it's actually the peers that are voting on these winners, not the Academy or the staff, or a jury.
Okay. And how many members are in the Academy right now?
We currently have about 4,500 members.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of them are based in Toronto and then Montreal, but we do have members throughout the country.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about the volunteer program that you have sort of spearheaded for the CSAs.
Yeah, so last year I was brought in on a contract to work on the volunteers and the fans. So we developed a year-round volunteer program. Manulife Financial is a sponsor, so we thank them for that. But it's one of those events, sort of like, TIFF. We would not be able to do our events without our volunteers. We have about 150, I think, that we'll be using throughout the week. A lot of them will be doing multiple shifts. And they're really, they're the massive help that we need at all these events. They're the ones at the very beginning of the day and the very end of the day. And I use a few of them year round, not a lot, but during the week, next week, we'll have them at every single event. And they're great. So many of them come from TIFF as well, so they're so well versed in running these events and being part of them and knowing what to do. So it makes our job a lot easier.
And in terms of becoming a volunteer, is there, really intense process that people have to go through?
Yes. No, there's not. There really isn't. There's an application, and then we usually hold an information session. Carrie Brown, my colleague who's running the volunteers this year, was running information sessions, and it's just to get a little introduction of who they are, who we are, what the program is, Volunteers obviously don't get paid, it's the whole point, but it doesn't always work for everybody. The shifts, the roles, sometimes it's a lot of standing around, a lot of hurry up and wait, we call it. So we really want to paint the picture as much as possible of what the program is going to look like in the events. And sometimes people decide that's not the right fit for them, and other people are happy to do it. We're so excited. We have so many jazz volunteers excited for this next week coming up. And a lot of it is also, interacting with the stars coming out and the talent and the VIP and the sponsors. So as much as possible, we want to be able to give them as much information in advance of what to expect.
Right. And tell me a little bit about the Fan Zone, which is another thing I know you've been working very hard on.
Yeah, this is my baby. The Fan Zone is basically the free fan event. So last year was our inaugural pilot. It was a huge success. We're back doing it again this year. We've got 21 stars lined up. We just sent out the press release. It's going to be at the Toronto Eaton Centre, Saturday, March 8th, 11 to 1. We've guaranteed the first 250 fans to get through. It's a fan photo event this year, so rather than autographs, everyone wants to take photos and tweet about it. We want them to take photos and tweet about it so they can bring their photos. We'll have photo ambassadors to help take photos if they don't want to do selfies. And they can choose who they want their photos taken with. So we've got Jerry D coming back from Mr. D, and Carrie Lynn and Adam from Seed. We've got Amber Marshall, who won the Fan Choice Award last year. Guys from Big Brother. We've got John Montgomery from The Amazing Race Canada. We've got such a huge lineup. If anyone wants to know more, they can go to academy.ca/Fan Zone, and we've got the full list there.
Okay. And what are you most looking forward to for the Canadian Screen Awards?
Well, for the week, it's probably the Fan Zone, because it's so great seeing the fans interact with the talent, and the stars love meeting their fans. But for the Sunday, you know what? Last year was such a success, and we're just really hoping to at least meet and obviously beat that. It's a long day, but everyone is just so excited and hyper, and we've got a long day of, the awards and pre-reception and post-reception, but it's so great to see everybody in the room, and everyone's so supportive of everyone, so it's going to be another great year. We've got Martin Short coming back, so we know it's going to be fantastic.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished in this industry so far, and best of luck at the CSAs.
Thank you so much, Katie. I always appreciate your support.
Thank you. I'm Katie Ullman reporting for Katie Chats at the Academy of Canadian Cinema and Television in downtown Toronto.